What if you could work from home, booking incredible vacations, securing high-end travel experiences, and getting paid a great salary, even if you've never worked in the travel industry before? Well, you absolutely can because today we're talking about some wonderful work from home travel positions that are hiring right now. And you don't need a degree or experience to start. Your laptop and equipment will be provided, and you'll get travel perks and bonuses for you, your friends, and your family. Let's get started. Let's kick this off right here with Holland America. Holland America is a legendary name in global travel. They've been in business since 1873 and they focus on providing luxury premium cruise experiences. Now, in the job that we're talking about today, you won't spend most of your time booking cruises, but you will be helping to resolve any reservation issues. Holland America is looking for a resolution specialist to work from home within the United States. There is a location requirement, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Now, as the resolution specialist, you can think of yourself as a creative coordinator who steps in when a reservation needs extra care or if a policy needs clarification. So you'll be answering incoming calls and emails from staff and customers. You'll serve as the primary point of contact for resolving reservation related issues and concerns. And you'll also be assisting management and your colleagues with problem resolution and policy clarification. And on occasion, you will also act as backup for the reservation sales agents. Holland America is going to pay you $18 per hour in this role. And again, you do not need any travel experience to get started. They will be training you. This position starts on September 8th. You will receive several weeks of training. All of that is detailed here in this training schedule. As I mentioned, there is a location requirement. So if you are a resident of any of the states highlighted on the screen, you are not eligible for this position at this time. For everyone else, there is a required minimum upload and download speed that you must meet. I will place on the screen where you can test your internet speeds if you're not already aware. And also notice that you will be required to have your computer hardwired to your modem since Wi-Fi is not compatible with Holland America's system. So you can do that with an Ethernet cable. Just make sure you keep that in mind. And in addition to a full benefits package, you will also be receiving cruise and travel privileges for yourself, your family, and your friends. Next, let's get into this role with Norwegian Cruise Line. Now, Norwegian is another global travel company, and they're probably best known for their itineraries where they go to about 700 destinations around the world. And Norwegian, if I can spell remote, they're looking for a personal cruise consultant to work from home from one of the 18 locations that are listed on the screen. Before we get into what the personal cruise consultant does, let me tell you what we have coming up. So, next up, I have a job where you're only taking 1 or 2 calls per hour. So, in your standard workday, 8 to 16 calls for the whole day. Then we're going to talk about a job where you can make around $90,000 per year. Plus, I want to give y'all a tip for where you can get a lot of these jobs all in one place. And I have two other work from home travel opportunities that are so location restricted that I just decided to put them at the end. We're not going to spend a lot of time on them, but I still want y'all to be aware of them. So, getting into this personal cruise consultant role, you can kind of think of yourself as a portfolio manager because what you'll be doing is analyzing your customer's travel history, identifying trends in that history, and then working with them to plan their cruises. You'll be initiating calls and acting on leads to identify those travel needs and make recommendations. You'll be maintaining a consumer prospect list and a contact database to help you identify those travel trends that I mentioned. And of course, you'll be delivering exceptional customer service so that you can meet Norwegian's customer retention and revenue goals. Again, like all of today's jobs, you do not need any travel experience to begin and barely any experience to start at all. All you need to do is come with your communication skills and the willingness to learn. Now, Norwegian did not list the salary here, but from looking around at Glassdoor, it looks like you can expect anywhere from about $60 to $100,000 per year in that role. Of all the online jobs we're talking about today, this is the one that's going to allow you to kick back just a little bit because you're only taking 1 or 2 calls per hour. It's with World Travel Holdings. And if you haven't heard of them, they are a massive travel network and cruise agency. They represent a portfolio of about 40 different travel brands. So with this company, you likely won't just be working with cruises. Now, I want to show you that even though all these companies are providing equipment, World Travel Holdings is providing every piece of it from your computer monitors to your webcam. World Travel Holdings is giving you everything that you need. And before we get into all the details, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, put a like on this video, and share it with other people who you know want to work from home and start pulling paychecks in pajamas. And while you're at it, go ahead and drop down into our community group chat, otherwise known as the comment section, and let me know what you think about these jobs. In all the times that you've thought about remote work, has it ever been travel related? Are these jobs for you, not for you? And if you feel like they're not for you, tell me why. Can't wait to hear what you all think. Now, getting into the travel sales agent, what you'll be doing is helping customers to map out their ideal vacation preferences. You'll be a travel advisor who provides personalized vacation recommendations. You're going to be building relationships with your customers. That's why you're only taking 1 or 2 calls per hour. And you'll be processing new reservations and managing any schedule changes that come up. World Travel Holdings is going to give you 6 weeks of training in this role. They've detailed that scheduling here. And they're going to pay you $15 per hour, but they do say that your average first year earnings could be about $40,000 per year. Now, in addition to travel perks and benefits, you're also going to enjoy a full benefits package with World Travel Holdings. This next remote job is going to give you massive earning potential while you represent a top tier luxury brand from your living room. It's with Viking Cruises. And if you've never heard of Viking, they've been around since 1997. They focus on luxury, high end river, ocean, and lake cruises. And they're looking for an inbound sales consultant to work from home from anywhere in the United States. And what you'll be doing is acting as a luxury travel curator for high net worth guests. You're going to be handling inbound calls from customers. You'll be identifying their needs and providing personalized travel recommendations. You'll make follow-up outbound calls. You'll overcome any objections you may encounter and close the vacation. You'll also be explaining complex cruise itineraries, onboard amenities, and detailed pricing structures. Now, Viking is not playing with you about the money. They say you can make anywhere from $80,000 to $190,000 per year. That's your base plus commission. They do say that the average earning potential is $90,000 per year. You will be enjoying, of course, a full benefits package. And in addition to that, Viking is also providing you with your equipment. Now, I want to point out that they say you will need space for a desktop computer with 2 to 3 monitors. And that's also for the job we talked about just before this with World Travel Holdings. They are providing you with monitors, so more than one. So you do need to make sure you have the space for that. And also with Viking, you will need an Ethernet connection. That's likely with all 4 of today's jobs and with a lot of the home-based jobs in general. The companies are looking out for continuity and for the best connection that you can possibly have. That's why they want you to have Ethernet connections. So just keep that in mind. Before we wrap up today's video, I'm going to give you a couple of tips here, as well as two more work from home opportunities that are so location restricted. I just decided to save those to the end. So let's start with tip number one. We haven't really talked about your resume for these jobs. So make sure you are mentioning these 4 points. First of all, Microsoft Office. If it's not on your resume, it needs to be there as one of your skills. Secondly, if you've ever had to adhere to any type of KPIs, list the KPI as well as your result with that particular metric. Thirdly, make sure you mention that you are able to quickly learn and navigate multiple systems. That's going to be very important for all of these jobs. And last, if you have experience with CRMs such as Salesforce, for example, make sure that you mention that on your resume. Now, we are on the Carnival Corporation careers page here, and this is going to be how you can find many of these types of jobs at once. There are many brands that fall under the Carnival umbrella. So you're going to come to jobs.carnivalcorp.com and we're going to take a look. So from here, I'm just going to go ahead and press search. And I'm going to scroll down first, and you can see all of the brands that are represented here. You've got Ada, Carnival Corporation, Carnival Cruise Line, Costa, Seabourn, Hap Alaska, Yukon, Holland America, Carnival UK, and Princess. So you can find jobs for all of these brands in one location. And remember that it's not just personal consultant jobs or reservation support jobs. These cruise lines have all kinds of remote jobs that might interest you as well. So if we take a look here, there is no filter for working arrangement. So like remote, on-site, hybrid, you would have to come up here and type that in. So we're going to look for remote. And right here, this is the very first job we talked about today, the resolution specialist with Holland America. So again, you can save some time when you search from here. Now, keep in mind, some of these jobs aren't going to be remote. Like here's one right here. It's a job for a cook. This is obviously not a remote job. What it is that somewhere within this job description, the word remote is mentioned. That's how it made it into this filter. So you do have to be careful with things like that. But other than that, this may be something that you want to utilize if you want to quickly get through several jobs within the cruise industry. Now, speaking of the Carnival Personal Vacation Planner, we're going to talk about that one because that's one of the things that I want to share with you. So this job is restricted to those who are residents of Florida, Georgia, Texas, and North Carolina. Now let's go ahead and just look at the job description directly from Carnival because it's a little easier to read. What you'll be doing in this position is basically just helping customers to plan out their Carnival cruise. You don't really need any experience to start in this role. Here again, there's Microsoft Office. Carnival is going to give you 4 weeks of training for the job. They're paying $15 per hour, but they do say that the average earnings here are 65 to 70,000 per hour. And if you're a really high performer, you can go 100,000 plus. They're also going to provide you, of course, with a full benefits package. And for the next work from home opportunity, we're going to go back over to Holland America. If you are in or near the Orlando, Florida area, or you will be on July 16th, they are having an in-person job fair at the Renaissance Orlando Airport Hotel on July 16th between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m., where you can go interview for the personal cruise consultant job. Now, this is not the one we talked about earlier. This is a completely different job. They're saying that you can earn around $50,000. Once you get really good at this job, you're looking at 65 to 100K or more in this position. Since it is an in-house on-site job fair, you likely might even be able to get hired on the spot. So I will put the link for this in the description or the pinned comment. maybe both, so you can easily find this job. Again, if you're going to be in the Orlando area, this may be something that you want to attend. This is not just for Florida residents. This is for everybody who is not in one of the states that are listed here. So again, if you're in or near Orlando on that date, this may be something that you want to attend. That wraps up today's work from home jobs. As always, I hope you got value out of this information. And if you did, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, put a like on this video, and share it with other people who you know want to work from home. I want to thank all of you for over 10,000 subscribers. I am so happy about it and so excited. I thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and I am looking forward to so many more of you becoming supporters of the channel and members of the work from home family here. As always, you know I can't wait to do this with you again. Until then, YouTube is recommending even more work from home jobs to you now. Go ahead and check that out. I'll see you over there, and until the next time, bye-bye.